So Crunchyroll was having some issues tonight. I really don't like doing this, but you were having some issues, Crunchyroll. Step your game up, fix that shit. I actually said in my last episode review for episode 81 that I actually, unfortunately, thought that Goku versus Bergamo was the weakest out of the three fights that we've gotten thus far in this preliminary Xeno exhibition match. And I actually thought that even this one, like the Toppo versus Goku fight, was better than the Bergamo fight. And I think what made it for me was the fact that Toppo's fighting style I thought was really cool. It's very unique. He performs a lot of holds. He knows his locks and he knows how to perform them on his opponents. That was just one example because Toppo dislocated Goku's shoulder with that move that you just saw on screen. But also the tornado one was also a hold too. It's a neck hold technically. And then, that other hold that he gets and actually forces Goku out of Super Saiyan form. And I like not only the fighting style, but also the fact that this is just Toppo's base form. He's literally in base throughout most of the entire match. Just by the end, we see him get that red aura around him when he's about to get serious. Goku had to go Super Saiyan Blue just to get out of that hold, all right? That is not a good sign. Also, after that, Goku, uses a Kamehameha. And Toppo, he doesn't eat it up, he takes it, all right? And, he gets angry because his suit got destroyed, but he doesn't and he's like, there's some heavy breathing there, like, I'm not going to say that Goku didn't put in work, because he did, but it's like, Toppo's like, both of them were pretty much at the same level. I think even Beerus says, like, yeah, you're, ending this match on a tie is a bad situation for us. At a certain point during the fight, they actually do end up blitzing each other throughout the entire arena. Like, even through the sky, they break a pillar down and they create this crater, on the floor, which I thought was pretty cool. And then even Whis says, Beerus, after this, like, when the tournament starts, like, everybody's going to be aiming for Goku. You know that, right? He's like the bullseye now, because people are like, hey, this asshole was the one who got us all in trouble. But Goku loves that, he just loves it. Even in the beginning, all right, there's a scene where, like, well, by the way, Toppo is like dabbing all over the place with these poses and stuff. And he's like, I won't forgive you for endangering your own universe. And Goku doesn't even respond to it. He's like, yeah, I don't really care. Like, let's fight. Let's get this. Like, Toppo, where you at, man? Like, come at me, bro. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that high. People don't like the fact that I sometimes compare Goku to a drug addict, because his obsession with, fighting strong people is basically, you can compare that to an addiction. It really is. And I think, now that I saw that scene where Toppo just calls him out and he just brushes that off like it's nothing, right? I think that's one of the things that really bothers me. It's like it's not so much the fact that he wants to get stronger and fight stronger and stronger opponents. It's the fact that he doesn't even address the circumstance, the situation as an issue when somebody's like calling him out and saying, this is a problem, Goku. And I think that if Goku were to actually respond to those accusations and give at least me, I don't know about you guys, but at least some type of reason in terms of how he's like perceiving the circumstance of all these universes, massive genocide possibly happening because of this tournament. If he were to respond to these accusations, then it would be a lot easier for me to defend him. But because he stays quiet, it's like, I don't know what he's thinking. Now, again, hypothetically speaking, I'm pretty sure that even if the universes get destroyed, they're going to come back because we have the Dragon Balls. And we also have to, remember that Xeno was planning on destroying the weak universes anyway. But because he's the main character, I'm beginning to think that maybe the writers want to make Goku seem a lot more like a gray character and just leave him that way. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I really hope that you understand the point that I'm trying to make here. And by the way, by the end, all right, like Beerus is just constantly nagging on Goku, like you should take this more seriously. You know what's going to happen. So yeah, he's just nagging Goku, and Goku's reply is that, again, he doesn't defend himself. He's like, he turns it on Beerus and he blames Beerus. Like, wait, weren't you destroying planets at random, like in the beginning anyway, Beerus? And Beerus gets really like pissed off. He's like, it wasn't random, which is still like a bullshit excuse from Beerus, but that's not the point. The point is that Beerus is the god of destruction. Gods of destruction destroy stuff. There's another very important moment between Beerus and Goku where Beerus actually blames Goku for the ranking of Universe 7 being second from the bottom. And he actually says something that, again, is very, very intriguing. He says, Goku, the reason why we are second to last is because you're probably dragging our level down. I was like, what's going on? And then Goku replies by saying, but then Gohan is bringing it up. So it's like, what's going on? Like, the only way that I can see this making sense is if what Beerus meant is that, like, the average mortal level, you know, it's low. Or it could be also that Goku's level is so high that everybody else is looking like shit right about now because he's so freaking high. But then why would Gohan be bringing the level up? They really need to explain this. I'm sorry. They need to make a scene where either Zeno or the Daishinkan, you know, the Grand Priest, actually take time to explain how they're ranking these universes. Because right now it's just like, whoa, what's going on? How could Goku be dragging the universe level down if he's like the top dude of the universe, really? And that's another thing too. Toppo, before he leaves, he doesn't shake Goku's hand, and he says, you know, I don't want to, you know, give evil something to look forward to, evil being Goku. I don't want to, you know, appease evil or anything like that. But it turns out I'm not actually the strongest guy. I kind of thought about it as like Toppo being a drug dealer. You know, Goku's just thirsty for these fights, man. And Toppo's like, you thought this was some good ass heroin? No, you haven't tasted the real thing. The real thing's name is Jiren, and he's stronger than I am. And Goku's like, he automatically remembers this guy's name. He's like, Jiren, okay. And then Toppo goes back to where Vermouth is, and Vermouth asks him, like, okay, if this fight had gone on, do you think, actually, could you beat him in the tournament? And Toppo straight up says, I don't know. I do not know. Now, here's the thing, all right? If Toppo and Goku were about equal, right? Because Goku activated Kaioken by the end there. So if him and Toppo were about equal, and Jiren is, you know, one step ahead of Toppo, and there's only like 39 hours for the survival to start, then that probably means that Goku's going to need to do some training. And I'm guessing he's going to do some time chamber shit. I like how we see the construction of the platform slowly taking place in the world of Void. Also, was I the only one who thought it was like really suspicious that the Grand Priest called off the fight? He's like, oh, no, if you keep going, like, one of these two is going to die, so we have to stop this. I mean, because Zeno was having the time of his life watching this match. He was like, juice these. So yeah, it just seemed kind of suspicious that the Grand Priest just called off the match. I understand why he did it from a story standpoint, but not from a character standpoint. I just think like he has like a hidden agenda. So what I mean by like, I understand why he did it from a story standpoint. If Goku had lost, all right, then that means that there's two top dogs from Universe 11 that he has to train to beat for the tournament, right? And also we have the other top tiers possibly going at him from the get-go. As we said, people are going to start aiming for Goku right off the bat. So it would just be very unrealistic for Goku to be there and then just, you know, completely beat everybody, just like Super Mario, like, woohoo! Like, no. And if Toppo had lost, then you can't build up Jiren because it's like, dude, I beat the second strongest from Universe 11. You know, so it's like there's less of a threat surrounding Jiren if Toppo had lost. It wasn't very clear in this episode, but we do get to hear Margarita speak in this episode. It happens when Toppo is choking Goku, and she actually, because I did talk about how the blurb, her description said that she has a very unique way of talking. Well, this episode revealed what that was. She basically ends her sentences with a yes and a question mark by the end of each one. So in this case, she was saying like, so this guy should probably forfeit, yes. You know, he's probably going to end up dying, yes. Also, I loved Champa by the end of the match because you see these gods in Kaioshin and angels disappear as if they were Akatsuki members, right? After the meeting, they disappear like holograms and shit. That's what happens here. But before Champa goes, he's just kind of like thinking to himself, he's like, I wonder if Hit was one of 10 brothers. I wonder if he has like 9, you know, super OP brothers that I can ask to join this tournament. And then Vados is like, you shut up. In the preview, we actually see that Bulma is really pregnant, and by the end of the preview, we see that Bra, or Bula, is actually born. So I'm guessing that something's going to happen to speed up the delivery, just because Vegeta said that he's not leaving Bulma's side until, you know, the pregnancy is actually over with. So I'm guessing that something's going to happen to speed up the process. Also, we see Krillin fighting Basil, the kicker, who was the one who fought against Boo. I'm assuming that's some type of an illusion, some type of a hologram or something that, you know, he's, you know, using to train himself. I also noticed this one shot of the fox looking like crap, so I'm just going to leave this up here for you to see. Also, we kind of get a little bit more of an explanation as to why the angels won't be destroyed. It's because they're actually from the realm of the Daishinkan and Xeno, so they came from that world and they act as guides for the gods of destruction of each of the respective universes, but they're not from their universe, you know what I mean? They're from that place that we saw. That's it for me. I thought the episode was pretty decent. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait for the survival tournament to start. Oh man, I love saying survival like it's Smash Bros. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you could subscribe, that would be great. I do DBS reviews every Saturday night. And yeah, just show your appreciation. I really appreciate that. Like and comment, and catch you guys later. Thank you.